Hi everyone, my name is Maria. I'm an interpreter at the Tijuana River National Estuary and Research Reserve, or Tijuana Estuary for short, for California State Park. So welcome to Lunchtime Live. This is our second live, Facebook Live, that we're presenting to you. And for those of you who were tuned in yesterday or saw the video recording, this is a take two from yesterday, because yesterday I was oriented in the wrong direction. So I apologize for that. If I am oriented in the right direction, which I believe I am, if you could give me a thumbs up, that would be great. So I'm here at the visitor center, just behind me here, or behind you, is the Tijuana Estuary Visitor Center. And I'm standing here in our newly and still under development pollinator garden. And I wanted to talk to you guys today about two abundant and flowering plants that are occurring here now at the Tijuana Estuary, and the difference between the two. But before I do that, I thought I would give you an update as to the status of the visitor center and the trails and what's going on. So our trails are open sunrise to sunset, and our visitor center is closed, and so is our parking lot. But should you come visit us and use our trails, we ask that you please follow a 6-foot physical distance while you're here, and stay in very small groups. I am out on the trail today, and I will follow those rules as well. Before I started this program, I made sure to clean my equipment, disinfect my tripod and my camera, and wash my hands very often. So just a reminder to all of you as well. And our restrooms are open, and should they not have soap, we ask that you use some disinfectant, so you may want to bring that when you come. However, they should be stocked with soap, and there's running water. So that said, let's move on to today's program. So for those of you that have visited the Tijuana Estuary before, or maybe other open spaces or parks in Southern California, or your coastal or your nearby canyons, you may notice this time of year a sea of flowering plants, in particularly yellow color. And there are two that are abundant this time of year that I want to share with you. One of them is the native plant, the bush sunflower, native meaning it's originated in the area, and the other, which is a non-native, garland chrysanthemum, which means it comes from somewhere else. In this case, it's a Mediterranean plant, also abundant in Asia, and used as a food source there. So I want to walk through those two plants with you quickly, so that next time you're out here, you may have a chance to notice the difference between the two and see the difference, because often we just sort of see the yellow and we don't pay that much attention. So so behind me you see a sea of yellow. A lot of this is the non-native, and we'll look at that a little more closely. And again, I want to show you the view behind you, which is the sea of also yellow of mostly the native plant, the bush sunflower. So the bush sunflower is our native species, and you'll see it here that this is a yellow flower in the daisy family, and you'll see there it has yellow petals and a brown center. Very nice contrast there. And then the leaves of the bush sunflower, which also for you botany folks that are learning or already know, this is Encilia californica. So you see it's a nice deep green leaf there, tear-shaped, very soft. And I think it's a favorite fruit of a lot of the brush rabbits here. And I mentioned that I'm standing in our pollinator garden, and bush sunflower is a host plant for quite a few different pollinators, butterflies, bees, being a few. So this is, and you can see as its name is given, it's bush sunflower, so it grows in kind of a moundy shape that we call a bush, roughly 3 to 4 feet high. And It grows very abundantly. It's a native plant that's easy to grow if you don't have that green thumb. So that is the bush sunflower, but mixed and very much in abundance behind it, you'll see another yellow flower, which if you look closely, you'll see that this yellow flower belongs to the garland chrysanthemum, and it has a yellow center. Sometimes the flower petals can be white with a yellow center, but it's that yellow center that is it indicates that it is different from the bush sunflower. Also, if you look at the leaves are very different. They're more broken or more variegated, kind of like maybe celery leaves, and also a lot like celery. And also a lot like, I think it's a lot like celery. It grows in a stalk, more like a stalk than a bush. Okay? And the garland chrysanthemum, it is an annual plant, which is different from the bush sunflower, which is a perennial plant. And that means that the flower of an annual plant grows really quickly and produces a lot of seeds that then fall to the ground into the soil, leaving the seed bank very rich for the next year when it rains. And that flower stalk plant dies and leaves a lot of dead material that hangs around for a long period of time, crowding out the native plants. So non-native plants, or this non-native plant, grows very quickly, takes over areas that are disturbed and establishes itself, and doesn't really provide the type of resources that the native wildlife have evolved to use with the native plants like bush sunflower. Bush sunflower is a perennial, so it is a plant that flourishes and grows more slowly with the water cycle, and then dies back in the winter and then comes back again in the summer, the same plant. And so it takes a while to establish, and the wildlife has evolved with that species for its resources. And so they take a while to get established. So in a disturbed area, a non-native plant can establish much more quickly. So when you see us here and we're pulling out plants, one of them that we're managing for is this garland chrysanthemum, which is very beautiful indeed. So when you're out here and you see us doing that, we're not being mean. We're managing for native habitat. So please come and see us. I hope you've had a chance to see the difference there with the bush sunflower and the garland chrysanthemum. Difference is that center, and the difference is that center color and the leaf shape. And remember that the bush sunflower is a native here, Southern California, and the garland chrysanthemum is a Mediterranean plant and also from Asia that's used there. So it also does not have its native herbivores that sort of keep that plant in check as well. So if you have a chance to come and see us, and during the springtime, these are plants that we see year after year. We're managing for them, so hopefully less and less of the garland chrysanthemum. You will see them at other places as well. So I hope everyone is staying safe, and please join us again as we provide these at-home programs for you live, and also through our California State Parks Ports programs, which are scheduled. So thank you so much, and I will see you again hopefully soon.